My mom walked in on me masturbating. Basically what the title says. I thought I locked the door but I didn't. She immediately left and I think she doesn't know that I saw her. I also think that she's crying now? I remember having a talk where she told me masturbating is bad and I would understand if you were a boy, so I'm super nervous right now. I mean, so far she didn't say anything, so I guess that's good, but I just want to hide under a rock frown. Should I talk to her about this or should I let it go? Also, will it be awkward talking to her again forever or just right now? Edit. I think while I was writing in this post in such a hurry I might have remembered my past memory worse than it was. She didn't exactly take me aside and say masturbating is bad. She for some reason thought I was watching porn. I wasn't, and said something about not a boy or not even being 18 yet. This was when I was 12 to 14 and it really hurt seeing her so distressed and disappointed in me. I'm 19 now, so maybe that's why she's not saying anything. She's never said it directly, but I've had other incidents with stuff like this, like boys etc. Unfortunately my culture in general is really conservative, so it shocked me to know my mom thought the same way as the rest of them. Update. Thank you so much to everyone who took their time to reply to this post and give advice. I wanted to say it to everyone individually, but I have exams soon so I can't. It really made me feel better. So far I think she didn't realize I noticed her opening the door. All she's done was say in an annoyed voice that I'm always in my room, but I think other than that she's okay. Now. I think I'll just pretend it never happened and never let this happen again. I would understand if you were a boy. WTF? No parent should ever say that. Sorry, but your mama is kinda mean. Sexist /. My mom walked in on me when I was 16, it was humiliating and I got a weird sex/masturbating sex talk from my dad the next morning where he explained nothing is wrong with it and that it's natural, and my mom masturbates too. It was the worst car ride to school, but at least looking back they were trying, right? It is perfectly normal. She should have knocked before entering your room, honestly. And the fact that she said she would understand if you were a boy. Come on, that's some BS. Girls masturbate too, mom. We have the right to explore our bodies just the same. Next time knock or you risk a sneak peek to the show again. Do what you feel is right, but I think you should just let it go. Just the fact that she cried over it tells me it would be an awkward conversation if you brought it up. She sounds like a close-minded human. Hard getting through that stone wall people like that have up in their head. My mom is like that and would have reacted the same as yours. That's what I would do. Pretend it didn't happen. Looks like your mum has hang-ups about sex. It may damage your own views if you interact with her about it. Sex/masturbation is natural, normal. The awkwardness will pass. Look after yourself. My husband is no longer attracted to me. My 46F husband, 46M, and I are happily married. Early on we had the usual ups and downs, but after 20+ years we are in a good place. He shared in the past a desire for me to maintain a specific physique, and right now, I'm about 30 pounds overweight. I've dieted for many years and have fluctuated +/40 pounds since having children. But in the last couple of years I've struggled to shed the last 20 to 30 pounds. While we have a pretty robust sex life, 2 years ago, my husband confessed that he doesn't find me physically attractive with the extra weight and fantasizes about being with someone with a better physique. I was extremely hurt, but I poured my energy into working out more, getting a personal trainer and starting with a medical weight loss clinic. I'm perimenopausal and had surgery around the same time he told me this, so I think there may be hormonal issues limiting my progress. Despite my efforts, there is little change, and my husband keeps making subtle hints about fasting or other weight loss strategies. I know looks are important to my husband, but I'm exhausted and hungry all the time. I love him and want to make things work, but I don't want him to be miserable with me since my weight is such an issue for him. I need advice on how to best communicate to my husband that I'm not the same person I was 20+ years ago and I'm not sure I can get that physique back, but I love him just the same. Edit, I've never been so grateful for a group of strangers in my entire life. Your advice and feedback are so helpful and heartwarming. I'm trying to respond to everyone, but I will say you all have given some great jumping off points for my conversation with my husband and future therapists. I was feeling incredibly low last night when I posted, but all day I've been getting these reminders of how valuable I am. Surely if strangers can see that. And many, many thanks for the hugs and silver. I mean, it doesn't sound like happily married to me. You sound miserable. Tell him you'd like to have a discussion because some of his attitudes towards you are causing you unhappiness. He should be able to in some part relate, because I imagine he's not the specimen he was 20 years ago. His expectations are unrealistic. I'm perimenopausal and had surgery around the same time he told me this. Wow, your husband is the master at timing. He could not pick a shittier time to tell you this. When people do shit like this, it's normally because they lack basic empathy. I need advice on how to best communicate. You don't need advice on how to communicate. He does. Good point. Lol. I have 60-plus-year-old co-worker that's been married since they were 17 and 18. They both shut each other down in these arguments. You don't look the same since we got married. Yeah, well, neither do you. Fair enough. End of discussion. Did he think you were going to look 20 years old forever? Does he think he can get a 20-year-old today with that attitude? Question mark. His midlife crisis isn't your problem. Please don't hurt your body to try to please him. You shouldn't set yourself on fire to keep him warm. There's something wrong in himself somewhere, and he's trying to place the blame on you, so it won't be his fault that his life isn't sparkles. Perfect, sparkles. It's not you. It's not your fault. If your best friend came to you crying saying her husband said THT exact same things your husband is saying to you, what would you tell her to do? Here is the thing I don't like every time I see posts like this. I get it that you want attraction in your relationships. Of course you do. But am I supposed to be hot when I'm 87? Fucking hope not. At almost 50 he should be old enough to know that you're not going to be able to maintain any physique as time goes on. Not the one he wants and not even one you want. You're going to get old. It's inevitable. I don't hold it against people in their 20s trying to get their partner healthy. That I understand, but man, at what point in life do I get to stop caring if I am sexy or not? I don't mean to say 50 is old, not at all. I just mean surely after all those years 20 pounds can't matter, right? It has to be deeper than if looking at me gives you an instaboner. If it isn't, then there is no point as far as I'm concerned. Edit, I'm not using you to mean actual you op, I mean a hypothetical person, or your husband. Up arrow, up arrow, up arrow. This is how I feel. Your husband is a dickhead. As we age, males naturally lose their vigor. He's blaming you, whereas he should admit he just can't get it up anymore. Personally, I am 49, have had decreased libido for some time, exacerbated by medication. I don't hold my partner responsible for that. She is also perimenopausal. Instead, we've changed how often, and how, we have sex. Use more fantasy, erotic fiction, and lube. I'd still rather be blasting my lightened load into her than any other human being on the planet, because I love her, every bit of her, including her slightly thicker thighs. And I would never mention her slightly thicker thighs to her. We don't live to bring our loved ones down, but lift them up. Menopause is hard, and she needs all the support she can get. She doesn't Reddit, so I'm safe she won't see my comment about slightly thickened thighs. I would never want her to hear that. This made me laugh and warmed my heart. Thank you. I appreciate this perspective because I didn't perceive it as a dysfunction on my husband's part. I'm feeling foolish now for internalizing what may be partly his issue. Another commenter did mention sex therapy, which I'm looking into. A girl asked me on a date but I don't speak English very well and am worried that will be a problem. My name is Hanso Lim, 17-year-old. My mom, dad and sister and me moved to Australia in November of 2019. We didn't speak English well back then and we don't speak well today but better. A girl from school named Christine asked me to go on a date with her because I was shocked she did that. Normally boys are the ones asking girls out. I said yes and now I'm worried. As you can see, my English isn't good and I don't want to make this girl sad thinking I am better at English than I am. I don't know what to do at all. I asked my friends from back home and one of them told me to sign up for this forum, so I did. They don't speak English well in Australia either. You're gonna be fine. What language do you speak? There are apps out there that can translate for you in case you get stuck. I'm from Korea. You say bad English. She hears sexy accent. I think if she asked you out, your English must not be that much of a problem. It doesn't seem that bad from your post, so maybe just let her know you aren't that confident with it right now. There are also some translation apps you could download to smile. Your writing here is clear enough for the most part. I suspect your English is better than you think it is. That aside, she already asked you out, she's interested in you and presumably is aware to some degree of the language barrier. With that in mind, relax. She already likes you, as you are. If you really get stuck on a word, just ask her. She might actually enjoy teaching you. And if she's interested in your language, offer to teach her some words.